This is Everett, and if you've been following my airbrushing and musical escapades, I'm basically done with airbrushing backdrop for now, and now I'm going to get to the nitty-gritty of putting the scenery on here, which I've been kind of getting around to over the past 27 or so video series of putting scenery on the Interchange. So kind of moving from thinking about putting scenery on to actually doing some preparations of thinking about and actually doing something. So now I'm actually starting to do something. Not that I've been doing nothing, but I think you get the idea. I kind of talked myself into a hole here. Anyway, up front here, I'm going to put little low hills. I wouldn't necessarily call them hills, but this part of the layout is going to be elevated right here, about 3/4 of an inch or so. I mean, gradual rise, starting, whoops, you can't see my finger back there. Oh, there, now you can see my hand. Starting about here, have the terrain gradually go up, and there's going to be a road in front here. And instead of using the extruded foam for putting in this terrain, I'm going to take my cues from the most recent Model Railroader magazine, in which there's an article in there of someone making a scene using this forest foam, and there's a couple of different styles there. This is the finer grain. They had coarser foam there. I don't know. I guess I liked going with the finer one because I thought it was a little bit more dense and seemed a bit sturdier, but then, I don't know, florist foam is florist foam. And this is probably good for if you've got a small scene to do. You can pick up a slab like this. You know, the nice thing is you don't have to mess with this huge monster 4x8 sheet of extruded foam, especially if you only got a small area or project that needs some hills or mountains and terrains. The problem is I need to, if I ever get another sheet, I need to find a different supplier, because this, at least I didn't look hard enough to find cheaper supply. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and this is like 12 bucks. So, I mean, it's been a while since I've looked to see what a 4x8 sheet of 2-inch extruded foam cost. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's up to close to 35, 40 bucks now. I remember when I first bought my sheets, they were like 12, no, not 12, I think like 18 bucks. That was like 5 years ago, so I'm assuming things have gone up in price, so this may not be unreasonable. But anyway, I thought it was a little bit, kind of surprised at how much it cost. 12 bucks at Hobby Lobby, so maybe there's cheaper sources out there, probably are online, but it was convenient. And I went with it, so this is 2 inches thick. Bit too thick for what I need it to be, but I can remedy that by, I'm basically going to cut it down. First I'm going to cut and trace out the bottom of the layout, the edge of the layout along the bottom side, and then just take a hacksaw blade and saw the chunk out, and then take this 2-inch thick piece and take the hacksaw blade and just cut it in half. So, I mean, it doesn't need to be perfectly 1 inch thick. I mean, I can smooth it and carve it and sand it down to the thickness I want, but and then when I take the piece I cut out, after I split it in half, I'll just flip it over and extend it over. Well, you can't see what I'm doing. Extend it over here to about, roughly here, and have a gradual rise in the road I'm going to put in. And haven't quite made up my mind how I want to make my road. I've been considering a couple of options. Obviously, you can excuse me, you can go with that I think Woodland Scenics makes a ready-made road, or you could go with that, or else I was thinking of using spatula and mixing up some water putty, and laying it down and smoothing it out, and I'm not sure how I'd get it. I haven't thought about how I'd keep it fairly even. Another thought I had, and I'm still thinking about this. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm back. Had to go dig up what I was looking for. One thing I was thinking of using for my road is waterproof paper. Waterproof sanding paper. Gator Grit, which I got this at Ace Hardware here. Nice thing about this is 320 grit. I'm almost thinking if I could go with 220. Nice thing about this is that, well, it has the right texture. You know, I mean, if I were to rub my hand over an asphalt road, it would certainly feel like this. So it has the right texture, the right look. Obviously, it's more of a uniform dark, but as you can see here, I can change the color of it, even just by rubbing my finger over it, like that, because what I'm actually doing is sanding off the dead skin on my finger, but it kind of, you can see it, the shade change, so you can get it to be more of a, instead of a deep black asphalt, a more lighter gray, or you can vary the color, not necessarily by sanding your fingertips off on it, but by, oh good grief, even taking a little piece of wood and just rubbing the wood on there, you know, and clogging up the sandpaper with a little wood to lighten it up, you know, give it that lighter shade of color, you know, and this way it's, I have the flexibility, I can cut it to whatever width I want. And it's waterproof, so you know, if I can just use regular, well, I could use regular Elmer's glue to glue it down, or I was almost thinking using a contact cement, but I have to think about the possibilities here. And yeah, you know, it comes in this short section here, but I can tape these pieces together from underneath, and this edge here, you can take a Sharpie marker and darken it up. So you know, you don't see the white edge of the paper that much. So that's something I've been toying around with as far as how I'm going to do my road. So I might have to do a small test section to see how that'll work. And anyway, we'll see how this unfolds. So this is what I got so far. And these are the plans. I've got my glue here. This has not been used in quite a long time, so hopefully this is still viable. If not, I'll be making a run to the store. But that's kind of what's up next. Putting in the low terrain here, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch down, and then yeah, basically getting the road in place, putting in the grade crossing there, road crossing, all the way over here. Put a grade crossing in there. I'll have to fill that in, but then probably add some low hills and not whole little hills, but a banked hill up against that, and I'll put some trees in here. And some other scenic details, putting the grass and actually ballasting this thing. And you probably recognize this section from my ballasting video. I mean, I had actually had good intentions with that, of showing how to ballast. But actually, after I had the ballast in, I thought, oh wait a moment. I usually prefer to put my ballast in almost after everything is scenic, after the grass is on and stuff like that. I mean, just simply because I'm spraying scenic cement, and if this is unballasted, all I have to cover is the track and the width of the road bed, and then I have to worry about covering up the gravel from the ballast too, you know, if I put the ballast on first. So I scraped it all off, and you'll get to see me put ballast on this thing again as I make progress on it, but and add details and scenic kind of things, plants and bushes and trees and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what's coming up next, and I think I've talked long enough.